You do this too, don't you? You say you're going to start again, this time for real, and then you don't. No one stops you, no one blocks you. You just pause. And suddenly, everything feels heavier than it should be. You're about to start again. You feel it. It's there again. That same pull, that same pressure, that same quiet voice that refuses to leave you alone. It shows up when you're doing nothing. It shows up when you're busy. It shows up at the worst time and the perfect time at the same time. It doesn't shout. It doesn't force you. It just sits there in the background, waiting. And no matter how many times you ignore it, it comes back. And every time it comes back, it feels heavier. You know exactly what it is. That thing you said you would do. That thing you almost started. That thing you keep replaying in your head like a loop you can't shut off. You imagine doing it. You see it. You even feel a bit of excitement sometimes. A quick surge of energy, like I should just do it right now. And for a moment, you believe it. This time feels real. This time feels different. This time feels like maybe you finally figured it out. So you say it. You say it clearly. This time, I'm actually going to do it. No more delay, no more excuses, no more stopping halfway. So you sit down, you open it, you get ready, you position yourself like everything is about to change. And then, that same thing happens again. You slow down, not in a way anyone else would notice, not even in a way you fully understand. Just a slight pause, a tiny delay, a subtle shift in your body, and suddenly, you're not in it anymore. You're still there. You're still looking at it. But something inside you already stepped back. And then your mind starts talking. Not loud, not aggressive, not dramatic. Just enough to redirect you. Wait. Do it properly. Think a bit more. Start when you're fully ready. And it sounds smart. It sounds like discipline. It feels like control, but it's not. It's the same voice that stopped you last time, and the time before that, and the time before that. So stop for a second and ask yourself, honestly, what is this? Why does this keep happening? Why does it always break right there? Right before you begin, you can handle pressure. You can deal with stress. You can work when you don't feel like it. You've proven that. You've done hard things. You've pushed through worse. So why does this feel different? Why does your body resist at the exact moment your mind says go? It's not laziness. If it was, you wouldn't even get this far. You wouldn't sit down. You wouldn't open it. You wouldn't even think about starting. It's not discipline either. You've shown you can be consistent when something feels safe or structured, and it's not confusion. You know exactly what to do. You've thought about it enough. You've planned it enough. You've imagined it enough. So what is it? Why does everything inside you pull back right at the edge? Because you're not standing at a starting point. You're standing at a memory. And that memory is stronger than you think. You don't replay it consciously. You don't sit there analyzing it. But your body remembers. Your reactions remember. That last time. That exact moment when things didn't go the way you expected, when control slipped, when something inside you shifted, you felt it, you noticed it, that internal reaction. No one else saw it, but you did. The way your confidence dropped, the way your thoughts turned on you, the way your own voice changed, the way everything felt different in just a few seconds. That's what stayed, not the failure, not the result. That version of you. And now, every time you try again, you're not stepping into something new. You're walking back toward that version, and you don't trust it. You don't trust how you felt. You don't trust what you saw. You don't trust what you became in that moment. So your brain steps in. It protects you, not from failure, from that feeling. It slows you down. It creates hesitation. It fills your head with small, reasonable thoughts. Not now, later. Do it properly, and it feels like your decision. It feels like you're choosing to wait, but you're not. You're reacting, and the craziest part, you don't even notice it. It feels normal. It feels logical. But it's not. It's defense. You're not avoiding the task. You're avoiding the version of yourself you don't want to meet again. And that changes everything. Because now it's not about effort. It's not about work. It's about identity. It's about what you believe you are. And every time you try again, you're risking something bigger than failure. You're risking confirmation, the possibility that nothing changed, the possibility that you're still that same person. And that thought is heavy. It's quiet, but it's heavy, and it sits underneath everything you do. That's why you stay busy. That's why you keep moving in every direction except the one that matters. You scroll, you plan, you organize, you think, you prepare, you convince yourself you're making progress. But deep down, you know, you're circling. You're avoiding one point, the start. And the longer you avoid it, the bigger it becomes. Not because it's actually bigger, but because your mind keeps adding weight to it. You're not just starting anymore. You're proving something. You're protecting something. You're defending something. And that pressure builds quietly until even opening it feels exhausting. But here's the part you've been missing. The version of you that you're afraid of was built in one moment. One moment. That's it. Seconds, minutes. And from that, you made a decision. You created a label. You told yourself something about who you are, and you never questioned it again. You just accepted it, and then you built your behavior around it. You built hesitation around it. You built delay around it. You built avoidance around it, and now it feels real. But it's not truth. It's a reaction frozen in time. You turned a moment into identity, and that's the mistake, not the failure, not what happened, the meaning. Because failure ends, but identity stays. And once you attach something to your identity, it controls everything. So of course you're afraid. You think you already know the outcome, but you don't. You only know how it ended once, and you turned that into a rule. And you've been living by it ever since. That's not reality. That's memory. And memory is not proof. Now, here's the shift you've been avoiding. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to remove fear. You don't need confidence. None of that matters, because the real battle isn't out there. It's here, in 1 second. The moment you pause, the moment you hesitate, the moment you step back. That's it. That's where everything is decided. And most people lose there, not because they can't win, because they never challenge it. They wait, they think, they delay, and nothing moves. So they stay exactly where they are. But what if you don't wait this time? What if you catch that exact moment? The hesitation, the pullback, the quiet, not now, and you move anyway. Not big, not dramatic, not perfect, just one step. You start, you write, you act, you break the pause. It feels uncomfortable. It feels wrong. It feels forced. Good. That means you're breaking the pattern, and patterns resist. They always do. But if you keep going, something starts to shift. Not instantly, not magically, but clearly. That version of you, the one you were avoiding, starts losing power. Not because it disappears, but because you stop feeding it. You stop confirming it. You stop acting like it's true. And now you're not trying to win. You're not trying to succeed. You're not trying to be perfect. You're doing something much more powerful. You're proving that you can move, even when it feels uncomfortable. That you can act, even when your brain says no. That you can start without waiting for everything to align. And once that becomes real, everything changes. The fear weakens. The hesitation breaks. The story loses control. And now the question changes. Not, what if I fail again? That question loses its power. The real question becomes, what happens if I don't stop this time? And that question is different. That question is dangerous. Because now you're not thinking about your past. You're creating something new. You're building momentum. And momentum is powerful. Momentum grows. Momentum compounds. Momentum doesn't care who you were. It doesn't care what happened. It doesn't care about your prashla. It only cares about what you do next. And once you have momentum, everything shifts. Actions get easier. Decisions get clearer. The weight disappears. Not because the task changed, but because you did. So the next time you sit there, the next time you open it, the next time you feel that exact same pause, don't analyze it. Don't argue with it. Don't try to fix it. Don't wait for it to go away. Just notice it and move anyway. That's it. That's the shift. That's where everything actually begins. Not later. not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Right there, right where you always stop. That's where you try again. And this time, you don't step back. You don't negotiate. You don't delay. You don't hesitate. You move. And once you move, you'll realize something that should hit you harder than anything else. You were never afraid to try again. You were just trained to stop at the same place. And now, you didn't. And that one change, that one moment, that one decision changes everything forever.